like 10,000, 9,000 is the original fees. But for the starter, for the individual, for this MSME, 5,000 rupees for offline filing and 4,500 rupees for online filing of the trademark application. Now, this is another important scheme, that is SIPP scheme of DPIT. So basically, the scheme is about providing free professional services for registration of these IPs by the startup. So if any startup they are looking for some kind of professional assistance, if generally going to the market, there are attorneys, and attorneys are charging very good amount, handsome amount of money for registering, for filing patent, trademark, and design. But under this SIP scheme, the startup being the choice to use the professional services of any empaneled attorney by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, DPIT. So under this scheme, DPIT has empaneled various IP attorneys, and these IP attorneys are providing these professional services free of cost to the startup for registration of their patent, trademark, and design. So how you can find out a particular empanel attorney? So this is a website, that is startupindia.gov.in. On this website, you will find a list for facilitator for patent, trademark, and design, alphabetically by name, by location, jurisdiction, and sector wise. You can search a particular attorney whose services you intend to take, and you can avail. You can take all these services free of cost if you are having the startup registration. Now this is about a TISC. TISC is a basically a United Nations program. Like United Nations World Intellectual Property Organization is also having a mandate to developing IP ecosystem, promoting intellectual property among developing countries. And for that, they are setting up this Technology and Innovation Support Center. So these TISC centers are also having a similar kind of mandate as an IPFC is having. And these centers basically are providing support. They're providing all the access to the patent database. They're filing and application, doing different kind of searches. So like IPFC, there's also options available. As of now, I think 12 TISC centers are in India, and this number is increasing further. So there is just some list of few TISC centers. There is a website, that is wipo.int, where you can get the option to find my TISC, and there also you can choose a particular TISC center. Another scheme is the SIP PIT support for international patent protection. This year for the MSMEs and startup. So basically, this scheme is providing reimbursement support up to rupees 15 lakh per invention, and 50% of expenses incurred on filing of the patent application. So whichever is less, this will be given to the startup, to the MSME. Maximum to limit is 50 lakh rupees. If you are having any patent related to the information and communication technology, so for the IT-based patent filing, this support being provided. So this is a Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MIT scheme. So this can also be available. Now there is a Patent Facilitation Center. PFC is basically a TIFAC program where they are empaneling various technical institutions to provide IP support. Basically, they had established various PICs, Patent Information Center, and through this Patent Facilitation Center PFC scheme, they are helping academic institutions to set up IPR cells in their university. They're also having in terms of providing IP policies for the universities and academic institutions. So this can be taken care. They're also helping this university to filing their patent free of cost. So TIFAC can also be approached to filing patent application free of cost. But if you are from academic institution, some college, belongs to some college and university. So Mr. Yashwant Pramar is there, who is in charge of this scheme, and they can be approached. He can be approached to file any patent application by the university. There's a Srijan Typek scheme. This scheme is also good schemes for these individual developing working in some good technology area. So the TIFAC, with the assistance of SIDBI, has created a technology revolving innovation fund of 30 crore rupees. And here also, any individual MSME and startup can submit their application, and their proposal can be funded under this scheme. The scheme is providing funding support maximum up to rupees 1 crore, which is being taken. Now it has been increased to the 2 crore. So this is a maximum which a particular project can get under this scheme. So this scheme jointly run by the TIFAC and SIDBI, where the TIFAC is taking care of the all these technical part, all these technical assessment of the proposal, and SIDBI is taking care of the financial assessment of the proposal. And once the proposal being approved, these funding opportunities are there for these people. DRDO IPR is a basically program where like DRDO is also having so many patents. They are having a very good patent portfolio, so they are giving free access to their patent portfolio to the any individual, any startup, MSME who wish to set up their enterprise in defense space industries. So providing this free access, they are basically helping to industries to set up to provide to make this new products. Like our prime minister having a vision to reduce the imports of defense sector. Like lots of defense equipments and artilleries we are procuring from the advanced countries to promote in the sector. So this is a good initiative where they're giving free access to the all these patents database. Also, Ministry of Defense also having this intellectual property facilitation center. This IPFC concept is there, and these are also having similar mandate like MSME IPFC. So they are also facilitating patent, doing all this drafting work and helping in commercialization of these IP assets. Patent assistance funding scheme is a BIAC scheme, where the BIAC is empaneling various technical competent agencies to provide all these IP patent filing support. Basically, they are they're targeting to the SMEs, startup, academic institutions, especially the target area is the biotechnology sector. So this scheme is there where they are having these technical and panel agencies which are providing all these IP services to the industry, to the startup, to the MSME. Cell for IPR promotion and management. This is in short we call it CPAM. CPAM was a professional body that has been set up under these aegis of Department of Promotion of Industry Internet Trade, DPIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So this CPAM has been set up to fulfill the mandate of national IP policy. If you remember, in 2016 we got our first national IP policy, and there were 7 areas which need to intervene, and to fulfill all these 7 identified objectives of the national IP policies, the CPAM has been created. So CPAM basically providing all these IP support, technical expertise to the universities, to the industrial associations, startups, MSMEs, as well as enforcement agencies, judges, police people. Uh, so these people they can line their IP activities in line with the national IPR policy, so they can contribute to the IP ecosystem in the country. So any like universities, if required any kind of IP assistance, like they are running a few program like NEPAM is there, and CPAM is there, NEPAM is there. So there are various program where these once you're approaching them, so if you're doing any kind of IP program, you can approach them and they will coming to your institute, and free of cost they will provide all the technical expertise. So the CPM program is also there. In this part, I will talk about funding schemes for the startups and MSMEs. So Please, if you have any question, please put in the message box. So I will just keep clearing all these questions also. So the first program is a support for entrepreneurial and managerial development for MSME through Incubation. In short, we call it MSME Incubation program. Under this program, basically objective of this program is to provide to support the ideas of the startup of the individual, promote their creative endeavors, and through that program we are providing financial assistance. This is maximum 15 lakh rupees is given to the startup, to the education, to the HI, for the development of this idea. So basically, this programs runs through these MSME incubator. We call them HI, host institute. So these host institute are basically technical colleges, universities, and professional colleges, institutions, R&D institutions, NGO, who are having some kind of experience in some in incubation activities. So if they are having, generally they are engineering colleges because they are having the mandate of developing these kind of prototype. So these engineering colleges are applying and becoming our host institute. Once they become host institute, they can submit these ideas of their students, their faculty members, or any other individual or MSME outside their college. And once these ideas being approved, they are eligible for 15 lakh rupees, which is being given for the development of prototype, development of this idea. So this is the 15 lakh rupees. Apart from that, this host institute, this engineering colleges, this technical professional colleges also eligible for support of rupees 1 crore for procurement of plant and machinery like they require to set up some machines in this incubator. They can apply for this once their idea get approved. So 1 crore rupees is there. Apart from that, we are also giving seed capital support to the startup, which is 1 crore rupees. So few ideas which are very good and having the potential to commercialize, to set up these enterprise. Ministry of MSME providing 1 crore rupees and seed capital support in the form of equity, basically. So this is about incubator program. But apart from this incubator, there are other incubators also, which is very useful for these academic institutions, universities. Like university can also apply for the Atal Incubation Center, which is a part of Atal Innovation Mission, wherein they will be eligible for granting and support rupees 10 crore given for the 5 years. So if you are having 10,000 square feet buildable space and having technical competency to provide this incubation, they can set up this Atal Incubation Center in the premises, and they will be eligible for 10 crore rupees grantee net from the government of India. Apart from that, there is a Nidhi Priyas scheme, DST incubator, which is also having similar kind of mandate. Like you should have 10,000 square feet area dedicatedly used for the incubation, and you will apply if you get the financial assistance or rupees 5 crore rupees will be given. So this is about the Nidhi Priyas. Uh, Apart from that, there is a shorter version of these schemes like Atal, innovation centers are there. The cluster base, which is required around 4,000 square feet ACIC, where you required only 4,000 square feet area, but the amount is little less, like 2.5 crore rupees will be provided from government of India for to set up some center. So there are other incubation programs are also there, and where you can look at. This is design intervention of our scheme. Basically, there are two kinds of designs part we have. One is like industries required any kind of design intervention in the product. So they will be eligible for granting it from government of India up to rupees 40 lakh. So this is a basically a professional design project. There is another student design project. Under the student design project, any student who works to intend to work with some industry and providing particularly some design solution to that industry. So for the student design project, we are giving 2.5 lakh rupees from the government of India contribution. So any other amount exceeding from this, that will be provided, that will be contributed by the industry only. The next scheme is the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, PMEGP. So this program is basically aimed to create employment opportunities where any individual who intend to set up their own enterprise and looking for some financial assistance from government of India, they can apply for the PMGP program. So the maximum cost this PMG project is covering 25 lakh or 10 lakh for the service-based enterprises. So this was till today, but today we had one function. The Honorable Prime Minister was there, so I just came from that function only from Vigyan Bhavan and enjoyed the session. So the today in the function, the Prime Minister of India has already announced they want to increase this project proposal limit. So the existing limit was 24 lakh, 5 lakh for the manufacturing based sector. But today Prime Minister has announced now it is 50 lakh rupees for manufacturing sector. And from this 20 lakh for the service based sector, now the today Prime Minister has increased from 10 lakh to 20 lakh. So now almost we have developed double the amount of the project cost that was covered under the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. So this is the project cost. So what is the government of India is giving? Government of India is providing subsidies over this project cost. So if you are a general category applicant from the urban areas, you will be receiving 15% subsidies of the total project cost. If you are the general category applicant from the rural areas, you will be receiving 25% subsidies of the total project cost. There is a special category. Special category means the people are applicant from the SC community, ST community, OBC community, minorities, women applicant, ex-servicemen, physically handicapped, northeast region, hilly and border areas, and aspirational district. They will be eligible for some more subsidies, like 10% more subsidies will given to these applicants. So if the special category applicant applying, they will be receiving 25% subsidies if they are from the urban areas, and they will be receiving 35% of the total project cost subsidy if they are from the rural area. So this is a kind of portal where you can apply to this scheme. So this is a portal like kviconline.gov.in. So any person who wish to apply for this scheme, they can visit this portal and submit their application. This is a one initiative. Another initiative was taken in this scheme. Like early, this one is given to set up your enterprise. So once you set up your enterprise, you want to scale up. You are getting orders for the your customers. So you want to set up more machines. You want to buy more raw material machines and want to further expand your enterprise. So for that, there is a second dose of assistance which is up to rupees 1 crore for the existing and better performing PNG units. And so 1 crore up to rupees you can apply again for further scale up. On that part, 15% subsidies given to the general category applicant and 20% subsidies given to the hilly states and the applicant from the northeastern region. So for the people applying from the northeast region, they will be getting 5% more subsidies under this second dose of assistance. Now there is another scheme that is a Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. This scheme is also providing support for development of prototype, doing market trial, market testing, finally to develop the product and go for the commercialization. So from the proof of concept to developing prototype, doing product trials, market entry, and commercializing your good, you will be receiving granting and support under the Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. So basically, schemes runs to the some eligible incubator who are empaneled under this scheme. So all these empanel incubator will be receiving 5 crore rupees, and these 5 crore rupees will be given in 2 or 3 installment based on milestone they had achieved. So this was for the incubator whose job is to disburse this money to the startup. Now, what the startup is getting? Startup will be receiving 20 lakh rupees as a grant. Grant means the money we are not required to repay. So the startup will be getting 20 lakh rupees as a grant for validation of proof of concept, developing prototype, or doing product trials. So for this prototype development, 20 lakh rupees will be given to the startup. Apart from that, 50 lakh rupees given to the startup to doing market entry and commercializing and scaling up. That is in the form of dappling instruments. That means it is in the form of loan. So this loan period will be maximum up to 5 years, and 12-month moratorium period will be given to the startup under the scheme. And now, who can apply? So basically, a startup should be, a DPIT registered startup. I had already in the beginning told you that how you can register a startup. So it should be a DPIT recognized startup and should not be 2 year more than 2 year older uh, at the time of application. Also, the startup should not have received more than 10 lakh rupees from any other central government or state government schemes. So this is for the startup. Second eligibility criteria for the that is for the incubator. Incubator is the people incubator is receiving 5% managerial charges to managing this money, like to distributing this money to the startup. So incubator must be a legal entity. Incubator should be operational at least 2 years from the date of application. It means it should at least 2 years older. It should be. Incubator must have facilitated to seat at least 25 individuals. Incubator must have at least 5 startup ongoing at the time of application. Incubator must have assisted by central or state government. So these are the criteria. In case the incubator is not assisted by central or state government, in that case there's some different, slightly different condition. Like incubator must be operational at least 3 years, must have at least 10 years, 10 separate startup onboarding with them at the date of the application, or must have some audited. These are the condition for this incubator who are not annual report of last 2 years to central or state government recognize. So how the startup will be recognized? So how the startup will be recognized? Where we are giving 15% subsidy, like maximum 15 lakh subsidy given for these institutional credit taken from the bank up to rupees 1 crore will be given to this amount, and for this 1 crore amount to these micro and small enterprises. So this scheme runs to the 11 nodal banks who are the responsible to implement this scheme. The next scheme is the CGT MSCME scheme. CGT MSCME basically a corpus of fund has been created by Government of India, Ministry of MSME and SEDB. They are managing this fund jointly, and this fund being used to provide guarantee-free loan, collateral-free loan to the startups, to these MSMEs. So this collateral-free loan, this scheme is basically providing collateral-free loan, which is up to rupees 200 lakh, that is 2 crore rupees, up to that is the project cost, where the government of India is providing 80% guarantee over this 2 crore rupees. So any person like new or startup or any existing micro and small enterprises are eligible to apply under this scheme. This scheme also runs through these all these scheduled commercial banks, all the nationalized banks are there, and they can be approached to apply under the CGT MSME program. The next scheme is a Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. It was launched in 2015 by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. So this scheme is providing small amount of loan, like maximum amount 10 lakh it is covering. If you want to set up a small and micro level enterprise, some tiny enterprise you want to set up, where the loan requirement is very less. So this scheme is covering. So there are basically three categories. First category providing loan up to rupees 50,000. Second is the Kishore category providing 50,000 to 5 lakh rupees. Tarun category is providing 5 lakh to 10 lakh rupees. Already 35 crore loans have been uh, disbursed under the scheme. So any banks can be approached to apply under the Mudra Yojana. The next scheme is a Stand Up India scheme. Stand Up India scheme is basically for the ST/SC enterprises and the women enterprise. Under the scheme, basically every branch of the bank has been given a target to facilitate loans to at least one from borrower from the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, and one borrower, women-led borrower. So this scheme is covering the project, loan from 10 lakh rupees to 1 crore. So this is the maximum project cost can be submitted under the Stand Up India scheme. So any enterprise, any women enterprise or SC/ST enterprise or individual can apply under the Stand Up India scheme. This scheme is a 2% interest subvention scheme for the MSMEs. So this scheme is providing 2% relief in the interest on outstanding with the bank. So all the institutional credit loan taken on the that is the outstanding balance with the bank, they will be eligible 2% interest relief on that if they are having the GST registration. So the scheme was introduced to promote GST registration among the MSME enterprises. That was a mandate of the scheme, and through this scheme, they will be eligible for this 2% interest subvention. Emergency Credit Guarantee Line scheme. So this scheme was launched during the COVID period, but now this has been further, like from now it has had further increase for the next year. The scheme is available. So this scheme is basically providing additional, collateral-free loan to the MSMEs enterprises or any enterprises whose turnover is less than 250 crore. So basically, the scheme is providing 20% additional credit of entire outstanding as on 29th February 2020. So the person who is having the outstanding with the bank, they will be eligible for 20% additional loan on their total outstanding amount. So the maximum 50 crore loan outstanding amount this is scheme is covering. Any person, any MSME or any enterprise who is having less than 250 crore annual turnover, they are eligible. And the loan period of this scheme will be 4 years, and 12 months moratorium period on the principal repayment will be provided. So it's a 100% credit guarantee. No, percentage wise or collateral is required under these schemes. So these schemes also runs through the bank. So you don't require you require to visit banks only for applying under the scheme program. Another is the distress assets fund subordinate debt schemes. Like it's been 2 years when we face this COVID situation. So many industries were badly hit by this COVID. So they required some support from the government to to not become non-performing assets to the bank. So this scheme is basically for the people who become NPA or at the verge of becoming NPA due to this COVID situation. So here, this scheme is providing 15% credit equal to the stake of the promoter of an enterprise. So the whatever stake promoter brings to the industry, 15% on that amount, they will be eligible for the credit from the banks under the scheme. Or the maximum amount is 75 lakh. So whichever is lower, they will be receiving under the scheme program. Uh, so this is a subordinate debt scheme. Generally, people are asking like few schemes I have covered today on this presentation, but there are various more schemes which are covering different areas of a startup or an MSME or individual who wish to set up their enterprise. Generally, they required some technology upgradation. They required financial support, funding assistance. They required raw material support. So there we have different schemes providing, facilitating different area of the startup, these enterprises. So we have few web portals which are helping this industry to set up. Like Udyam registration is basically a dedicated portal for this MSME registration. Then we have Champions portal, which is basically providing hand holding support to address all the grievances coming from the industry. So any grievances any industry is having, they can put their complaint on this Champions portal. We have MSME Samadhan portal, which is addressing issue related to the delay payment. We have MSME Sampark portal, which is basically a matchmaking between the employer and employee. So basically every year the lakhs of the people are being trained by the Ministry of MSME through this MSME tool rooms, where they're getting some technical courses are there, and after their completion of these courses, they are registered on this MSME Sampark portal. Industry are also onboarding on this portal, so that this is a kind of matchmaking to provide employment opportunities to these students who are completed these courses. Another portal is a my.msme.gov.in. This is a dedicated portal to provide all the schemes of the Ministry of MSME at single platform. So anyone who's looking to different portal, they can come up just one portal, and they can apply for the different schemes of the Ministry of MSME. So this portal is also available on your Google Play Store. So you can also access these schemes through your mobile phone. So this is a very easy way to approach the ministry. So this was a small presentation on these few schemes of our ministry. I hope this presentation being useful to all of you, although you all from the student academic backgrounds. I think incubation and the design programs which are dedicatedly being made to the students only. But other schemes are also there. So in future, or maybe like after this, you want to become entrepreneur, you want to set up your own enterprise. These schemes definitely help you to give set up your enterprise in the right way. So this was all from me. A small presentation. I hope this being useful to you. If you have any questions, any kind of suggestions, and anything you want to add in your answer all those questions from your side.
I
Madam,
have a question. Yeah.
okay, yes, yes.
Yeah. You have given a very great presentation on the various schemes of the MSME, and then you have categorizedly you have said regarding few of for the enterprises, which you have said for the schemes for the enterprise. So in that scheme for the enterprise scheme, can a startup be beneficiary for or the uh, in the enterprise or startup the startup who means they cannot they can they apply in such kind of schemes which are applicable for the enterprises?
Well, yes, yes, they can apply. There are few schemes where we are seeking the MSME registration certificate.
Yeah.
Basically, this scheme is a combination of startup as well as MSMEs. So few schemes for the MSMEs only, and few schemes for the startup. Can I answer?
Someday you can you yeah.
So generally, what the startup doing, they are also having MSME registration. For the requirement of eligibility to apply for this scheme is like either you are having the startup recognition certificate or your MSME registration certificate, then only you can apply.
Okay.
Uh, so if you are having like so generally startups are also registering themselves for MSME, and it's a very taking few minutes, only
Okay.
2 to 3 minutes required to register your enterprise as an MSME. The startup also registering, and they are taking benefits both the way. Like if they are getting more benefit as in startup, they're applying as in startup. If they are getting more benefit as an MSME, they're applying as an MSME.
Okay,
So the
okay,
both way they are eligible, and the only thing they should have either their starter registration certificate or MSME registration certificate.
okay. That means it is always better to register if even if it is DPIT certificated, the startup is. I think it is beneficiary to be registered in the MSME uh, portal, right?
Yes, yes. Actually, no. If you are talking about a few particular schemes that is meant
Yeah.
for the startup only, like if I name one SIPP scheme.
Yes.
For the free professional services
Yeah.
of patent filing
Uh,
under the SIPP scheme can be availed if you are having a startup registration certificate.
okay.
But similar scheme like we have MSME IP Facilitation Center. So if you are having MSME registration certificate, you can apply under that IPFE scheme and take a similar benefit. So all these, otherwise there are some common schemes like the funding scheme where you can apply as a startup also and MSME also.
Okay.
So
Okay.
before when you're applying to a particular schemes, you can check the eligibility part. What are the requirement of these schemes, like whether it is required a startup certificate or whether it's required the MSME certificate, and based on that you can apply.
Okay. Noted. Noted. Thank
I
you.
hope I answer your question clearly.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. So we are having another question from Kavita Roy in the message section. Sir, if we don't get grant, can we reapply again and again?
Which scheme you're talking about particularly?
So Kavita Roy, can you?
If you can unmute yourself, it will be better.
Yes. Yes. So Kavita Roy, kindly unmute it, sir.
Okay, so I just
Maybe she is just generalizing if we do not
okay.
get any grant. So is it, yes, I think she is thinking that if once, first time if we do not get grant, so it's the second time also it is not possible to get grant. Maybe the question is there. So can we reapply again and again? Any scheme? Yeah, yes. Okay.
So yeah, you can apply again and again. If you are not the already existing beneficiary, you can apply because the only thing like once you get the few schemes are there, like once you already avail the benefits, you can't apply again. Your application will be not given priorities. Where we are seeking, we want to give more money. We want to encourage a new enterprise first. So already if you have taken benefit, again the same for the scheme you apply, the weightage will be less compared to the new one. Like if we're talking about particular scheme, like we have a PMS program where we are providing marketing support. So like if you are already, so we are getting a number of applications. So we are giving more prioritizing to the people who are applying for the first time over the people who had already taken benefit in the previous year. So that is the thing. Otherwise, in generally in our guideline part, nothing is mentioned that if the person has applied once, they can't apply. You're free to apply it any number of time. There's no problem on that part. So I hope I answer your question, Kavita ma'am. So there's no restrictions in the
Yes.
BC part to applying on that scheme. Any other question, please? Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Santi, I think you can carry on.
Ah, okay. Thank you, sir, for your incredible lecture. And then we all got so much information, and especially about the grants. That was like a key point for me, and I hope everyone we got to learn something from you. And then we look forward uh, for your another lectures in the upcoming future.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you so much. And I will look forward such future sessions also on IP startups, and I think we'll have some more explore more new topics as per the requirements of your startup. And definitely we will work together and uh, disseminate as well as information available. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir Manoj, so with this, we will end this. Thank you to all the participants. Thank you for joining. I hope we all have a successful lectures, and then I hope you'll have some ideas about innovations, startups, and vacancy, and about grants. So with all those lectures combined, I hope somebody gets at least something. And then thank you so much for joining. And then we would also like you to join again in the upcoming